Hi roses, my name is Tianna and welcome to my channel. This is going to be a reading for the upcoming week or the week you are finishing out, whichever time you are seeing this video. Take it as it resonates. However, I am filming this on December 7th, going into the week of December 8th. And this reading is for earth signs, so that is Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. If you have any of those in your sun, moon, or rising signs, then this will be your upcoming week. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. And if you are interested in more of my tarot content, you can find my Twitter at Tianna Rose Tarot, or use the link in the description box to book a personal reading with me. So in this upcoming week, you're going to be facing a lot of changes, and this is possibly something that has already happened. Maybe you've been in a longer period of transition, or you've just been feeling like a lot of things are changing in your life. And I think for some of you, this is a really big challenge for you. Even the people that are the most open to change can still struggle when it's a lot all at once. And so I think in the past, as you've been going through these changes, it might have felt really unsettling, it might have felt confusing, it might have felt scary. However, this week is a time when you are kind of embracing it. It's not necessarily that you're getting used to it, and things may still be changing around you, but you are getting to a point where you almost don't even care anymore. You are embracing the chaos and deciding that if these things are going to be changing, you might as well have some fun with it. You might as well change with it, and leaning into that flow. And I think that's going to help everything feel a lot more smoothly, a lot more kind of exciting instead of scary, and allow you to kind of ground into it. If you are holding on so tightly to things that are certain or things that feel familiar to you, you may find it really hard when you're having to go through all of these changes, because these changes are going to happen either way. However, you might be able to ground even more through kind of letting go a little bit and going with the flow of how these changes are, adapting in your life, and not forcing against it. If these changes are happening and you are pushing back and you're saying, no, I don't want this, that's creating a lot of friction and difficulty in your life. And ultimately, I do believe that these things are happening to ultimately have an improvement in your life, even if it's not evident right now. And so as we approach this week or finish out the week that you are in, you are being invited to go a little bit wild. See what it can feel like to embrace whatever changes are happening. See if you can have some fun with it. See if you can make it a bit of an enjoyable experience even. And at the very least, try to let go just a little bit so that you're not creating so much friction with these changes that are coming in. Just had my deck fall off the table, so I'm having some changes happening around me as well. We are going to go with the flow. So firstly, we have the card Cut Them Off. So some of you, this change may be related to a romantic situation that has ended, a friendship that you had to end, maybe even a family dynamic. This is something where the situation became either toxic or just misaligned with you, and you realized that it was time to let that situation go. Even if you weren't necessarily the one to go and cut them off directly, subconsciously your energy may have decided that that was not a situation for you to be in anymore. And yet there may still be a part of you that is holding on really tightly to that situation from the past and wanting that to come back, even if there's another part of you that knows that it's for the best. There can be different parts of us that are struggling to cope with those changes. especially if it was something that we were really familiar with, especially if it was something that we at one point really wanted. So I think some of you have decided that it is time to let a situation go, let a person go. But you may still be struggling with the actual follow through or the after effects of that decision. And that doesn't necessarily mean changing your mind, but it does mean maybe needing to find something else to kind of fill in whatever gap that left so that you don't go back into those old patterns. Then we have the card Secrets. So that could be related to this situation here. There may be something where there were some secrets kept, some lies told, some things left out, and that could have had a big impact on your decision to end this situation. It could also mean that, more things could be revealed after the fact that would help you kind of feel more confirmation that you did make the right decision. And then we have the card Take Action. So, as I said, this might be something where you're still kind of struggling to finish the follow through. Maybe you've started the process of cutting somebody off or started the process of getting yourself even ready to think about or make that type of decision, but you haven't fully gotten to the point of doing something about it yet. Or if these are separate situations, if you are finding out some secrets about somebody, you may be realizing that you need to do something about it. I would encourage you to spend a bit of time, not too much, but a little bit of time considering what the best course of action would be without just taking it. But if you do decide to, kind of wing it and go with your intuition, that would kind of align with this Go Wild card as well. But I think the Go Wild card is more so about, not caring as much what other people think about you, but it still means doing something in a way that feels aligned for you. And so it doesn't mean acting ruthless or getting yourself into unsafe situations or things that really feel misaligned to you. But it does mean maybe letting go of some of those needs that you might feel to make sure that everybody else is feeling good about what you're doing, or because there might be a situation here where you might need to hurt somebody's feelings, or you might need to do something that is really hard to do, telling somebody a secret that somebody else kept from them, or revealing something to someone, maybe even revealing a secret that you were keeping in order to protect somebody else, but that actually ended up just making the situation worse. So I think you may need to kind of go through that harder conversation, that harder decision. And so as you're going through that, just make sure that you're prioritizing what feels good to you and trying to balance that with, what everybody else wants. Keep them in mind a little bit, but don't put other people's thoughts and opinions above your own. So we have the card Not Enough. So you may be feeling insecure at this time. You may be feeling like you're not enough for whatever situation you're in. You might be feeling like if you come out with the truth about these types of situations, if that resonates, that people might not believe you, that you might not have enough proof or evidence. It also could represent whatever the situation is or this person, if that's how it resonates for you, that not being enough for you anymore. Realizing that you deserve better, realizing that you don't want to be treated in a certain way, or that you don't really align with somebody anymore, that you expect more from a dynamic, you expect more from the people that you're interacting with. And we have the card Clock. Now, on the one hand, this card is really about making sure you're taking your time, taking time to heal, being patient, remembering that things don't just happen overnight. But I think if it resonates about the secrets part, this might be a situation where you do need to take action sooner than later. This might be a situation where the longer that you wait, the more difficult it may become. And that does not mean that it's impossible. It does not mean that if you wait, you are just screwed, but it does mean that time may be important here. Doing something sooner rather than later could have a pretty big impact on how the situation goes down. Again, not necessarily the outcome of the situation, but just the process while it's being figured out. And it also means that even if, you might be going backwards on something, or even if you are changing your mind, even if you're having a hard time deciding what to do, that you are still making progress. And then lastly, we have the card Abundance. This was the same card that came out for the fire sign reading at the end. And it's a beautiful kind of culmination of our reading today. Remembering that you are enough. And whatever, if you are feeling like you're running out of time, you do have enough time. It's not just like slipping away from you, and you do get to have some fun in this situation. These changes may be really scary. They might be feeling really difficult. You might be struggling with feeling like a lot of people are counting on you, or a lot of people are upset and frustrated because you feel like you can't necessarily please everybody. And again, the main person that you need to try to be pleasing right now is just yourself. And making sure that you are feeling okay in this process, making sure that you are taking care of yourself in this process, and giving yourself a little bit of space to have some fun, go a little bit wild, and open up to these changes that are happening. Even if they might not be clear right now why these things are happening or what the benefit of that is, it will become clear with time. All right, thank you, Earth signs.